Hello, my name is Kurt, and in this video we're going to go through the steps to reduce background noise using Audacity. So with that, let's continue on. So first we're going to go ahead and open up a file that contains background noise, which is called noise. And we hit open. And now we have the waveform here in front of you. The next thing I want to do is I want to expand this waveform out a little bit, and we're going to do that by hitting the control key and then using your mouse wheel and moving the mouse wheel, so we say in an up direction. And now you can see it expanded the waveform. Now we're going to scroll back all the way to the beginning of the waveform, and then there we're going to start to analyze the fan noise that's in this file. But before we continue with that, just want you to know, when you start to record anything, whether it be video or just sound, make sure you let the recording run for about 10 seconds so you can pick out the background noise easier and to extrapolate it from the WAV file so you can reduce it even easier. So let's go ahead and now continue with reducing the noise in this file. So what we want to do is we want to highlight a section of it, or first we can go ahead and play it.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless.
So there you probably can hear the background noise or the fan. So let's go ahead and just highlight a small portion of the WAV file and hit the play. Now see, it's only going to play that sample that you highlighted, and in that sample you can probably hear the fan noise. So I can hear that. Next, what we want to do is select the effect menu by going up top and selecting effect, clicking it, and go down to noise reduction. But before we continue here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on this video. So let's go ahead and click the Get Noise profile, and what's going to do here is just going to go ahead and analyze the sample that you highlighted before going into the noise reduction feature. So we're just going to go ahead and click it, and it's done. Next, we need to select the whole file, and we're going to do that by selecting Control A. Now, if I didn't mention this earlier, I'm on a Windows PC, so all my commands and keystrokes are based on a Windows PC. So now you can see here we selected the whole waveform. So now we have to go back into the effect menu, scroll down to the noise reduction effect. And now we're going to play around with this values here. Now, if you select the Audacity help menu here, it will bring you to the section on its website that gives you information on this particular set of values, and also gives you a set of default values. So when you select it or hit that question mark, you're going to get a file or a page similar to this. And here, if you scroll down a bit, you see the suggested default values for helping reduce noise through or in a sound file that has voice in it. So you can go ahead and read through this, and then we can go back to our waveform here and reduce it down to the values that were stated in the help, which is 6, 6, and 6. So let's go here. We're going to do 6, and we see we're already set to 6. Now we're going to go ahead and hit the preview button.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and
hit it one more time.
Imagine if you could
We still have background fan noise in the back here, so let's go ahead and mess around with this feature here. We're going to do the noise reduction feature. We're going to increase it to 10, and let's hit the preview again, and let's hear what we have.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and
so I still can
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply.
So I still can hear the background or the fan in the background. So I'm going to bring this up to 15, and then we're going to go ahead and preview it again, and let's see if it reduces it.
Imagine if you could
One more time.
Imagine if you could
And to me, I think that fan noise has been reduced enough. Note one thing, when you start bringing this value up to say 25, it's going to start to affect the voice. Not only will reduce the noise, It's going to reduce it so far that it's going to start to affect the actual speech or voice in the files. Let's quickly preview that and see if we can hear any discrepancies in the voice now.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and...
That's one more time. You can hear what it did.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and...
So we're going to back that down to 15, and let's preview it again one more time.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and...
Now, to me, I think that sounds really good. So we're going to go ahead and hit the OK button, and we're going to reduce the fan noise throughout the rest of the waveform. So let's go ahead and hit OK. Boom, it's done. Now you can see that it's shrunk. And let's go ahead and play this. I'm going to hit the home key, which brings us back to the beginning of the file. And we're going to go ahead and hit play.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and tackle your most pressing customer-facing issues simply by tapping the brilliance of your own team. Well, you don't have to imagine it. Go ahead and read this book called The Morning Huddle. Powerful customer experience conversations to wake you up, shake you up, and win more business.
I just hit the home key again. I think we still get a little bit of that tunnel sound, that tunnely, or so it sound like a little bit of water. So let's go back to our, we're going to go back to our effects screen. I'm going to go ahead and hit Control A, go Effect, and go to, where is it? Noise reduction. And I'm going to bring this down to 13, and let's do a preview.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and...
So what that's doing here is it's basically reducing it even further. So for us to bring it down to actual 13, we're going to have to hit the Control Z button to go to back out all our changes. So let's go ahead and Control Z, Control Z. All right, I went too far. Let's go back and open up the file again. And now we have it in a new file here. So let me just scroll this out of here and get rid of this one. And go back to this one here. Again, Control Z, expand it, go back. We know we're gonna do this portion of it. We can hit the play. So we got it back. Effect, noise reduction, get noise profile. Select the whole waveform, hitting Control A. Effect, noise reduction, and let's bring this down to 13 and hit preview.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and... Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and...
Let's go to 15 again. Preview.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and...
I'm going to go to 14 and probably call it a day. Let's preview it again.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and...
All right, that sounds good. Now, when I'm going to hit the OK button here, just watch the waveform again. You start to shrink. So let's go ahead and hit OK. And you can see that the waveform did shrink here a bit. So there you have it. Let's go ahead and hit play again.
Imagine if you could crowdsource an endless supply of fresh ideas and tackle...
So there you have it. That sounds pretty good. We removed the background noise. We still got some things we can clean up here, like this section right here. That, we can delete that out. Listen through the file again, we might be able to pick up other things we can delete. We can delete out all these spaces here of my pauses. What's this here? There's a little click, we can delete that out. But that's for another video on how to clean up files and cut stuff and trim stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, my name's Kurt, and I hope you have a healthy and happy day. Until the next video, bye.